Yeah. What it do? Yeah, it's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Junns the NBIC. Giving all praise and glory to the heavenlies, for they are worthy to be well, to be praised. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to all you guys for your continuous support, leaving all the feedback, the positive, the negative, all things is respected and needed because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you he-goes, and the newly installed heathenite snacks. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Yeah, man. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful Monday. It was phenomenal for me. Being out early, worked out, ran, did my shadow boxing, um, did a whole lot of cardio, sweated a lot. For some that don't know, Sunday I went to the Big Three. Shout out to Ice Cube, shout out to Gary Payton, you know what I'm saying, Charles Oakley, you know what I'm saying, all those NBA greats, I got a chance to see. It was phenomenal. Um, Outside of that, just being able to come on live and talk to you guys, that's always a plus. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, all of this would not be done if it wasn't for you guys. And this is for real, for real. But on a serious note, I was watching something the other day. And while I was watching it, a brother said something that was mind boggling. The brother said that when he was going into the ranks of trying to be a priest or whatever, they told him that Christianity apologized. Well, mainly, it seems like the brother went over there with questions and concerns. And then those individuals came up with a scenario out of the, straight out of the word, where they apologize for slavery. This is the precepts that are being used to apologize for slavery. See, the apology that I'm talking about, you guys thinking it's the actual physical, I'm sorry. No. Their apology is based on what the word says, where it's basically them telling you that you was meant to be a slave. And while you are a slave, your job is to honor me. And you must honor me the same way you honor Christ. Now, when I read this precept for you, I need you to really ask yourself, like really in totality, ask yourself, how can so-called Jesus be our savior when so-called Jesus is telling us to be a slave? And his name is being used as the reasoning to why you are in captivity, why you should accept captivity, and why you should hope. Just pray on this being, Christos. This only means oil. The anointed one only means oil. That's gonna come now and save you from the very thing this precept said it allows. Now, I want you guys to really, really, really think about what I just said. I really want you to think about what I just said. When they told you in the book of Acts, why do you look up? The same way he went up is the same way he's going to come down. Now, I gotta ask a question to the people. I really gotta ask a serious question. And this question is literally, $1 million question. I just gotta ask that. How do you say a slave must obey the master, but in the same concept, you said that a man can't serve two masters? So if we deciding to serve you, Jesus, then that means you come with slavery. Because if we choose to serve the other side, or maybe both of y'all, then we gonna end up getting spewed out. See, we're going to dig down this rabbit hole and find out exactly who's writing this story. Now, there's so many avenues I can go. I done heard all sides of the field. It's my job to do the discernment and decipher and put things together. But my foundation must always start with the land of Akobi, the motherland. My focus got to be on that. And through that, we're able to, and through that, we're able to manifest and move forward to the next phase. But let me show you guys this precept, man. This is in Ephesians 6, by the way. I want to show you guys this precept. Let me see if I could zoom this just a little bit. See if I could zoom it just a little bit. Hold on. I'll go like this. All right. Okay. I think that's good enough for you guys. Look at this. Look. This is how Christianity, Catholic, etc., apologize for what they did to you guys. They go to verses like this, and it says, slaves, be obedient to those that are your masters according to the flesh. With fear and trembling in simplicity of your heart as unto Christ. So you must accept slavery the same way you had to accept Christ. Now, this is a very very thin line, right? Because on one hand, you're told to love somebody, but the person that you're told to love did something to you or brought somebody to you to be destroyed. My people, the people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, for a lack of wisdom, for a lack of the names of the creators, for the lack of understanding, for the lack of appreciation, for the lack of love, for the lack of honesty, for the lack of truth, for the lack of black, for the lack of being solid, standing 10 toes down. The lack of all these things are the reason to our destruction. The lack of understanding of culture. 4th of July was the time where every black person came out their house to grill and light up fireworks. Not knowing that there was once upon a time, those days was victory over the slaves, selling of slaves, destruction of slaves. And look how times has turned where they got the slaves participating in their slavery grave. You guys don't know where the firecrackers come from. That was gunshots back in the days, which they was doing for sport. And they'll let it bang, bang, bang. And guess who was running for their lives? That was the noise that they made to let you know they have arrived. They have arrived. That's what that is. Now, don't get me wrong. We all subject to the nonsense, but I just want you guys to have a clarity and understanding what you participate in. Some of us, like myself, take the opportunity to just be with friends and family because you know everybody's on a work schedule and everybody working hard, and there's only a handful of free time you have when you are an adult. You understand? This is the precept that they use. Verse 6 says, not to be seen as only pleasing men, but as the slaves of Christ, doing the will of God from within. Okay? With good will doing service as to the Lord and not to men. So when you being a good slave, you have to be a good slave. And we are the good men that you got to be the slave to. And you gotta accept and just embrace the fact that you are our slaves. And you must embrace us. This is not me saying this. This is not me saying this. You must embrace being a servant. And you must be a servant unto us the way that we made you a servant unto Christ. When I tell you guys, religion and slavery goes hand in hand, here's a precept right there to show you. And it doesn't stop. Verse 7, with good will doing service as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that whatever good thing anyone does, the same shall receive of the Lord, whether they are a slave or free. Yeah, I know. Hold on. We got more. Let me pull it up for you. Let me pull it up for you. We got more. We got more. Believe me, we got more. Believe me, we got more. Hold on. This one I might have to put the thing up a little. Okay. Okay. This is Colossians 3:22. It says what? Slaves, in all things, hearken unto your masters according to the flesh. Oh, it's saying the same thing again. Not serving to be seen as those who only please men, but in the simplicity of heart, fearing who? Fearing who? We know God, Baal, all of that goes back to who? Zeus. Zeus goes back to Chronos. Chronos goes back to Saturn. Saturn goes back to Saturn. Saturn. I don't think you guys ready to go down that rabbit hole. I don't think you're ready. And it says, and whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men, knowing that the Lord ye shall receive the reward and the inheritance for your service, for ye serve the Lord Christ. So slavery is a must because of Christ. Slavery and religion goes hand to hand. You can't have one without the other. You can't have one without the other. These people will never apologize because they will tell you that it was ordained by God for you to be a slave. It was ordained by God for you to be a slave. Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear stuff like that and I see stuff like that, it really makes me question. It really makes me question the Biblos. Now, I told you guys numerous of times that when you read the Book of the Dead or the Book of Thor, and you read the New Testament, it goes hand in hand. Like literally just a copy and paste. Literally just a copy and paste. And when you read the certain things that they put within the Old Test, now shout out to the information left in the Old Test. Shout out to that. But we're not going to sit here and act like not even the Old Test has been compromised. These people compromised the whole book. That you really need to have an eyes to see, ears to hear, to navigate your way through. And sometimes through that navigation, you go into doors that you didn't want to go into. And when you come out of these areas, you come out of these things very annoyed, upset, disappointed, frustrated. The whole shebang that comes along when you go down this rabbit hole of really seeking truth. Now, not everybody was designed to go down that hole, pause. But when you do go down, you do come up a different man. Now, some people say it's for the good or it's for the bad. That's yet to be determined. Nobody knows. Because when you are a nation that has been removed from everything, you don't know nothing. We don't know nothing about ourselves prior to slavery. At least for me, being a Haitian descent, at least, I got a story of, my people fighting and winning. I got a story for that. A lot of you guys don't. You understand? And when you see stuff like this is occurring and identities is being removed and destroyed, Like I say numerous of times, we gotta go through every door. Every door gotta go in through it. Some doors is gonna leave you very, very upset. And lately, I've been very, 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 very upset. Because I know that they're using this very book to keep us in the same hypnosis. Yes, the same hypnosis that we received when we was young. And then when we from there, we went to this place. And from that place, and I'm speaking about religious sects. And what do all of these things have in common? We all like to sit down and wait and hope and have faith and say that I'm blessed. We're saying all these things. We gaining all this knowledge, all this wisdom. And the only thing that we got to show for it is the fact that we debunk certain things, and which is cool. I appreciate it. And I know you guys appreciate it. It's a lot of work that comes in into finding truth. A lot of work. A lot of these things is not just, you understand? It's not just throwing it and pick it. You really got to dig deep. You really got to go down this whole pause to find some base of truth. You really got to. And when you go down and you see what so-called King James, you know, the one that authorized the big blows, that man, that man was already setting up shop in America before the slaves got there. He was already setting up shop. Or you think they call it Jamestown in Virginia? That's his. He was already setting up shop. And that was around 1607. 1605 or '06. He had a special meeting where he gathered all the best writers to put together a book and call it the King James Authorized. But this man had his hands all through slavery. Hence why the Bible was made in 1611, and by 1616, slaves was being taken off shores on the eastern coast of America. So the Bible was compiled, the meeting was compiled in 1605, 6 or 7. The Bible was completed and ready to be distributed by 1611, which gave them enough time to give every slave master in the Western Hemisphere and the Eastern Hemisphere a book. And then take them to Colossians and Ephesians. And I find it ironic that an apostle that never even walked with the Savior would be the one to tell you to embrace slavery. But when I tell you guys this, and then when this book is finally completed, it will be right there waiting for you. Wherever you come, however you land, that book be right here waiting for you. And it's waiting for us. Word on the street is the first book that the slave was ever allowed to read was the Biblos. Now, I'm not here to bash the Biblos. I'm just here to let you know who the enemies are. I'm here to tell you who the enemies are and what to look out for and how it's time for brothers and sisters to start making things make sense again. It's not rocket science. It's really not. It's you guys that's making it rocket science. It's you guys that's in a state of you can't put one and 1 + 1 = 2 together. It's you guys that's doing this. Because you know doing that is gonna make you reprogram your mind. The enemy must be exposed. Don't the word says? Don't the word until the Damn, I forgot the term that they use. Until the man of perdition is revealed, that's when the end will be. So what are we doing? Are we not trying to expose all those that had their hands in our demise? Huh? Are we not gonna be the ones to start holding other people accountable? Or are we just gonna just accept these precepts and say, yeah, man, we was meant to be slaves? And if we was meant to be slaves, I want to know how long we will be slaves. I want to know. I want to know. Because the word says that David shall be king forever and will never lose his position. So how did we get here? Like I said, I say things and I talk about things just to raise the eyebrows because we need to find out this truth. These people has lied to us way too many times, and enough is enough. I hope you guys is with me when I say enough is enough. We got all the intel we needed from the Biblos. Now it's time for us to do the groundwork. Our righteousness must manifest through unity, love, trust, and honor. That's the next phase. Nobody want to hear all that no more. I could give you precepts every day. I could give you scriptures every night. But when are we coming together as one? When are you gonna understand me and I understand you and we understand each other and we put our minds into use to elevate the people ourselves to into another avenues and channels and challenges and go through that and leave a space and a window open for everybody else to come on board. Didn't the word say the kingdom is not by observation? It's not. The kingdom is within us. Know you not that ye are the temple of the creators? If any man vow his temple, then the creators will destroy it. I'm tired of hearing the word destroy and destruction when it comes upon us. How do we fix that? The temple, the kingdom is within us. We're not doing nothing with it. Because we sitting back and we're waiting for a miracle to happen. You're waiting for the great white the great white hope. You've been programmed to believe in the and put trust into the great white hope. Meanwhile, the person that's made in God's in their likeness, in their image, stands right in front of you, and you would rather kill that person than stand and build and fly away and gain your freedoms together. I mean, hey, that's the problem. Religion has still taken over the minds and the hearts and the souls of the people. It has crippled us. Religion has crippled black people all over the world. You are crippled. You are scared to stand. You are afraid to walk. You are afraid to talk. And when you do speak, it must be spoken under the guidelines of their religion, not yours. You do something black, you're gonna be demonized. They're gonna tell you that it's evil. It's them that's telling you that. They're gonna tell you the term black magic is evil. That's them telling you that. But white magic is good, right? Just like white robes is excellent, right? I This is what I'm trying to tell brothers and sisters to understand. Like, I really want you guys to really start questioning the things that's coming to our circumference, man. Things are not adding up. And I could be the one to just give you guys bits and pieces day in, day out. But what is that going to do for you tomorrow if something was to happen as far as the lights go out, the electricity go out? Huh? This is where my mind is at. Because I'm watching what's going on in this world. And I'm also watching how uh, uh, un, 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 how can I say this word? Unorganized. I can see how unorganized we are as a whole. Forget just a handful of people. I'm talking about as a whole. Very unorganized. We are unprepared for survival. We don't have little things as a survival kit, first aid kit. We don't have none of these. The mass majority of households does not carry that. It just doesn't. This is how backed up we are. And it's because we allow religion to give us these false apologies where they're telling you to just accept it because it was ordained for you to accept it. It was ordained to happen. This is what we're teaching our children. Because the only apostle that gets played or get lectured in churches now is Paul. You might get a little bit of Peter, but 98% of the time it's Paul. And if it's not the book of Romans, it's definitely the book of Ephesians. Think about that. Just think about that. Now, I'm going to leave you guys. You know, I don't want to spend too much time. I sometimes just be wanting to keep it at 30, 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I just want you guys to really understand and pay attention. Pay attention. Question everything. If anybody is supposed to question anything or have the God-given right to, it's us. Because these niggas is still in our lands violating our people. Our people has shook in the hands of the enemy, dancing with the devil and coming to destroy. That's what they do. They sent our owns to kill first. They sent Judas. Judas came to your Savior and gave him the kiss of death. You guys thinking that they did that to identify who Christ? Please, this man was healing all through the goddamn Biblos. Now all of a sudden people don't know who he is. They need to be able to identify who he is. Come on, people, wake up. They woke up. That was the kiss of death. That was the mark of death. That was the kiss to let him know that I betray you and you shall die. That's what that kiss was. It wasn't to identify, to see who he was. The whole entire world knew who he was. Why you think they was plotting to kill him if they didn't know who he was? Come on, people, stop. If you don't start reading with a fourth eye, fifth eye, you're gonna fall into a religious trap. Like I told my sister, like I think it was like 2 weeks ago or last week, I don't remember. But we was having a discussion and I said, everything that you have been told, you gotta put it into question. I said, think about this. When Passover was to occur, and we required to put blood on our door. Come on now. Right? Now the creators told us don't even touch blood. You can't even deal with your woman with blood. But now you're supposed to put blood on your wall. Okay, but we'll leave that for another time. And with that blood, it gives the clearance or the savior or the saving of the death of your child from having their head snapped off. But nobody don't ask yourself, but why would the creator do that to a whole bunch of innocent African children? When the word says that even if you offend these little children, being there for the fatherless. But now innocent African children, the Japheth's children, the children that were saved from the flood are now having their heads chopped off. They're dying. For a group of ignorant people that through even all that, they end up in the wilderness and they're having a party, twerking and all that. And the creators see all things. And I'll leave it as that. There's little things like that. This is why I say everything got to be open. Everything got to be questioned. It's time for us to make our way to the land and speak to the people directly. Conversations need to be had. All of us got to do this. This is not going to just be, a free access to your culture. These people are keeping things hidden. We don't know what's in that in the Vatican. We don't know what's there. We don't know. But what we do know is a lot of things is being hidden. A lot of things has been destroyed. A lot. So it's a very high investment on making sure that you guys, us, the black and brown people, never receive truth. And if the Biblos was as accurate, like the prophecies that they said, these people would have removed it. And now I don't want to hear, like I tell you guys before, I don't want to hear that these people could only do so much. Trust me, there's nothing more you can do than if you're able to take newborn babies and feed them to alligators. I'm sure you're capable of removing a book called the Biblos if it wasn't for your benefit. Come on now. If you're able to tie innocent young black girls on horses and slap the horses and watch their bodies get severed into two. What? And you telling me they could do that, but they're not gonna do stuff with the word? Come on, people. Come on, people. Where these books was already print and sealed in Jamestown, waiting for the slave masters to get their slaves to introduce this book to them. Now, of course, they're gonna put certain things where we're gonna hear certain things, and it's gonna trigger the original slave arrivers. It's gonna trigger. So when they hear Benoni or they hear Mambri, it's gonna trigger. And chances are they put those there so we could have felt comfortable in reading the book and embracing this new perspective, this new reality, this new way of governing, this new way of control. This is new. All of this is new. And they gave us that and they said, you got to eat this, take this right here. This is the apology. This is the apology. And I don't know about you, but I don't accept that one. Nah, nah. That's not an apology for me. Y'all can keep that. I don't want no reparations. Y'all can keep that. I don't want it. All I ask is just for us to just be left alone. All I ask is for you to just leave us alone. Let us govern our own. Let us commute our own. Let us protect our own. That's all we ask. There's nothing you can pay for what you have done. And I'm talking to every religious sect on the face of this earth. There's nothing you can pay for what you have done. The only payment, and listen to when I say this, people, and I'm going to gracefully bow out. The only payment that can be given for what you have done can only come in blood. It's your brother man from the motherland, came to you guys live. Once again, continue supporting. Hey, if it's your first time, I hope it's not your last time. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth time, that means I'm still on your mind, and it's time for us to stay on that grind. And that grind is what? Getting to the kingdom. Yeah. And if you don't know who I am him, Mr. Keep my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed heathenite snakes. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Listen to the creator say it one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all. One.